My wife, 39, found out that I, 41, had been hooking up with a woman that I met online who lived 2 hours away. When the woman visited, we checked into a hotel. This went on for 3 months and we had met a handful of times when my wife caught us. She was waiting in the hotel lobby and saw us coming down from the room. She left me the next day. We separated for 8 months and they were terrible on all of us, especially the children. Male 9, female 7, and female 3. We started talking about getting back together. My wife thought that since our sex life wasn't enough for me and that she was sure I would cheat on her again, we might as well open up the marriage. I told her no because I've learned my mistake, but she wouldn't waver. I relented. We decided, she did, not to tell each other when, where, and with whom. Now, over 2 years later, we're back to normal on the outside. On the inside, I'm dying a little each day. Every time I see her happy, I wonder if this is just her old bubbly self or if she was thinking about someone. She's a very beautiful woman, and I'm sure she has no problems finding men who want her. Whenever she takes a shower after coming home, whenever she rejects my advances, I think that she's been with someone and it kills me. I've tried to discuss closing the marriage again, but she shuts these attempts down very quickly with a divorce card. Before all this happened, we had amazing sex several times a week, but now, we've probably done it 4 to 5 times these past 3 years. She demands I use protection and she refuses to let me do oral or make her climax in any way. I stop asking because the sex is painfully bad now. I haven't slept with anybody else because the look on my wife's face in that lobby still makes me sick with guilt. I don't know how much more I can take. I love my wife and I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Will she ever stop punishing me? Have you ever forgiven a cheating spouse and stopped punishing them? What's going on in her head? I, female 20, have 3 siblings who live at home. Male 22, male 15, and male 12. My older brother does not work and does not go to school. My middle and youngest brothers are in middle school and high school. I've been taking care of them for about 6 years now. My parents both work. I'm the only one who cleans, makes food, and takes care of the dogs. I have access to the car that I share with my brother, but he takes it to go see his friends and hook up with the Tina randos. So I've had to bring home groceries on the bus because, oh yeah, I also do the grocery shopping. I've tried talking to my parents about it, but they say that my brother is finding himself and the younger ones have to concentrate on school. I'm in my 3rd year of college and it's wrecking me. My boyfriend, 24, has talked to his parents and they're letting me move into the apartment over his garage. He'll be paying the rent for the apartment. He lives at home rent-free, but he also graduated and has a great job, so we talked about it and it's fair. We're committed to each other, but we're way too young to think about moving in together or getting married. I'm not saying that it's too young for anyone else. We just know what we want in life, and until I get my nursing degree and get a job, we aren't ready. My parents went away this weekend for NASCAR in Vegas. It is their 3rd vacation this year. I don't begrudge them for their holidays. They both work hard, but I'm tired of being an unpaid nanny dog sitter. So I grabbed my laptop, clothes, and a few other things that I have been gifted. I waited for my older brother to get home and I left. I told him that I was going out for milk, but my boyfriend was waiting in the car around the corner. He started texting me about 20 minutes later saying that he needed the car. I didn't take the car. I left all the keys on the counter, even my house keys. My grandparents paid for my education, so there's literally nothing my parents can hold over me. I let them know that I wasn't coming back, and I let my parents know after the last race that I had left them in charge of the younger kids and bailed. They drove straight home instead of spending the night partying and driving home today. Everyone is mad at me for being so immature and thoughtless. I talked to my grandfather and he says that I'm in the right and my brothers can look after themselves. My mom keeps calling and complaining that the house is a mess. I was only gone for 9 hours before they got home and my brothers are pigs. My older brother says that I'm an a-hole because my parents are making him do everything that I used to do. However, I cannot find it in myself to give a shit. Am I in the wrong for moving out of my parents' house while they were on vacation?
The day after the funeral, those of us who missed the wedding were sent requests for $125 by Tara as a refund for meals and favor bags. Oh my gosh. Am I the asshole for telling my stepdaughter she isn't owed refunds from guests that missed her wedding for a funeral? Oh my goodness. My stepdaughter Tara, 27, recently got married. I've been with her mother for 10 years total, so she didn't grow up with me around. She has her father and his family in her life. She is not extremely close with my side of the family, and that's fine. 6 days before her wedding, my father died unexpectedly. The people invited to her wedding from my family was myself, my 2 kids, my brother, and one of my sisters. I flew out to see my mother immediately and was gone for 2 days. My wife wanted to stay behind to help Tara with her wedding prep, and my mom and aunt handled the funeral arrangements. They were aware of Tara's wedding and tried to be mindful of it and also give our family time to get in town for the funeral. One funeral home serves the area my parents live in, and the dates available for service were day before the wedding, day of the wedding, or day after the wedding. They went with a date after. My siblings skipped the wedding since they live in different states and would only be able to get time off to afford to travel for one ceremony, so they went with our father's funeral. Duh. Like, that's the obvious choice. My kids and I stayed for Tara's wedding, took photos, and left right after the ceremony since it was a 6-hour drive and airline prices were insanely high and I'd already dropped a good bit of money on the first flight after my dad died. Wow, honestly, good for you for still making it out to the wedding. Like, there shouldn't be no shame in you not going, but that's really strong of you to be able to go. So, oh my god, she's gonna be butthurt that people missed her wedding for a funeral. Ugh, let me see what happens. The day after the funeral, those of us who missed the wedding were sent requests for $125 by Tara as a refund for meals and favor bags. Oh my gosh. My kids and siblings asked if she was serious, and I told them I'd call her to find out. When I called, she said she was serious and we had cost her money and owed her for missing her wedding. Yo, their dad died. Oh my, what an insensitive piece of shit. Oh my gosh. Tara and my wife think we all should have stayed for the wedding and reception and left afterward. I told them both before the wedding that wouldn't be doable and why. My brother and sister couldn't afford 2 plane tickets or get that many days off, and they had sent their apologies and wedding gifts to her. I also pointed out that we couldn't all fit in one car to drive there. My wife insists that I should pay all the refunds and my mother shouldn't have scheduled a funeral the day after the wedding, and worse for me to leave on Tara's wedding day. Oh my god, this isn't Am I the Asshole, but I think this should be under entitled ass piece of shits. I might be an asshole because I told Tara that we gave her and her husband a few days heads up we wouldn't be attending the reception, so it's not like they got blindsided, and to demand refunds over a funeral was beyond. Am I the asshole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? I, 30 female, don't have the best relationship with my husband's mom. Since day one, she tried to make remarks and compare me to her. She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do and sometimes even copying me, like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple, just like mine, and when everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me of trying to make a joke out of her. So anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out of the country, tourism and other worlds. Thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets. My husband's mom wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. What? Yeah, that's sorry. That's kind of weird. Why would you want let them go enjoy their youth? They're just married. Let them go have fun. Why would you want to tag along? Leave them alone. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come. Even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come. Okay, warranted. I don't need to hear anymore. I think you've explained enough that your mother-in-law is crazy. Allah, please protect me from this kind of mother-in-law. Allah, please, when I get married one day, inshallah, please bless me to a family where my mother-in-law isn't crazy. I mean, thank you very much. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. No, you shouldn't be mad that he told her about the trip. When your kids tell you about upcoming trips, as a mom, you should be happy that your kids are happy in their marriage and can afford to go on this kind of trip. You don't butt yourself into their business and be like, I want to go too. No, you should be able to share that kind of stuff. He gave me an ultimatum. He said he wouldn't go if she can't come, and I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, fine, I will tell her to stop it because we won't take her. Things got quieter, suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came and we got to the airport at 2 p.m. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting area, and the first thing I saw was his mom standing there with her luggage. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me, and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging, and that's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off the harshest way possible. He tried to say that I was overreacting and that his mom was there anyway and that I should let it go and not mess this trip up for us. I told him he and his mom could still go and that I was going home. Oh my god. Oh my god. This makes me so mad. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. Turned out he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later, he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and to go home and ruin the trip last minute. Oh, girl, don't get me started. Screw that shit. He lied to you, one. He was trying to manipulate the situation so that he didn't think you were going to walk out. I told him that he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mom, it's ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept on berating me and then called my family to tell them that the trip was canceled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself and should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy. Did I really overreact? Oh my god, this makes me so mad. Why? Why is the mom meddling? The husband and mom are both wrong in this situation, but the mom especially because she's using her son's love for her and weaponizing it. That's so messed up. Why don't you want your kids to enjoy?
Am I the asshole for telling my sister that she should have shaved before coming to my engagement party? I, female 27, got engaged recently and we had the party at a restaurant. It was paid for by my future mother-in-law. My sister, female 22, came with my parents and she's the type that lives by the body positivity concept, which is more than okay, but it tends to put me in situations. She came to the party wearing a dress above the knee, and my future mother-in-law and other women were staring at her legs constantly. Mother-in-law pulled me aside and pointed out my sister's leg hair. I was baffled and quite shocked, and she said it made her and the other woman uneasy and weirded out. I said I was sorry calmly, but I was really mad. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she should have shaved before coming to my engagement party? I said I was sorry and tried to stay calm, but I was mad from the inside. The woman continued to stare and my sister acted like everything was fine. I honestly felt like she caused disruption to the party. I brought it up with her later and told her what the guests felt about her unshaved legs. She kept chewing on gum while completely acting like it was nothing. She even said my future mother-in-law and the woman needed to chill out. I said this was unacceptable and that she should have shaved before coming. My parents are telling me to get off her back and leave her alone, and then they left.